You getting a lot of chows over there? Do I say chow, Vince? Is that how we should start this?
Yeah, that's pretty much the first word I get from everybody now. It's
Yeah,
hello and goodbye for
that
just
makes it.
for reference.
Let's go back to like when you first stepped off the plane. Like, what were your expectations at that moment, and what have they been?
Yeah, at first there was definitely a little culture shock, just because like you said, I don't speak the language and I look the part, so like everyone assumes that I speak the language, and then I have to then explain that I don't. Um, but food wise, obviously is an upgrade, I'd say. But baseball wise, I'd say is just as good, if not maybe slightly better in some ways than in the U.S. So those two aspects are slightly familiar to me, but the social piece of it is really the only challenge I've faced so far. Yeah.
Have you noticed differences like within the game?
I wouldn't say within the game, but I'd say outside of the game, like as far as technology goes and equipment, that not as much money is being dumped into baseball here, and I think that's something they're trying to change. So like you're familiar with like Rapsodo and Hawkeye, all that pitching equipment. Like they don't have any of that here, and each team only has 5, 6 pitchers, whereas in the U.S. we have anywhere from 15 to 20 pitchers per team. So they're kind of limited to 2 or 3 games a week here, which is fine for in the summer, but I'm sure these guys want to be able to play more baseball, and it's kind of hard when you only have 7 pitchers on your roster to play more than 3 games a week.
What does your daily schedule look like at this point?
Yeah, so usually I'm waking up, eat breakfast. I go to the grocery store right around the corner from my apartment, and they have pretty much all Italian, breakfast stuff there. So I kind of bring
Pizza
it
for
back to my.
breakfast kind of thing.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
wouldn't be opposed. I'm sure they wouldn't either if I
yeah.
asked. But yeah, I make breakfast and then I head to the field and work out. Eat lunch after that, and then most guys on the team have like a permanent job outside of baseball, so we don't practice until 8 o'clock at night, and that usually goes until 11. And it's a little different because after practice they stay at the field and they hang out with each other. And there's a little restaurant below the stands, so they hang out there until midnight, maybe a little later, and just kind of talk shop. Which I wish I could understand what they were saying half the time. I pick up on some things. Hopefully they're not talking about me, but yeah, that's a cool piece that you don't really see too much. Usually after practice at home, everyone just kind of goes their separate ways. So it's nice. It's more of like a family style baseball, I'd say. Like everyone's
Okay.
very close,
Yeah.
and it's
How about like what's the caliber of pitching that you're seeing?
the pitching is completely different than in the U.S. It's virtually no fastballs here.
Really?
It's pretty much all junk. So like screwballs, knuckleballs, a lot of curveballs. So the a couple of the guys on the team do speak English, and they warned me. They're like, it's not just get up in the box because you're gonna have to be waiting for some stuff to get there.
The non-baseball stuff, are you able to like get out and see some things?
Yeah, I went to the center of Torino today, and I took some pictures. Are you familiar with like the Shroud of Turin?
Yeah.
The church, the cathedral here holds that, and they display it probably, I think it's once every 30 or 40 years. Didn't get lucky enough this year because it's not the year, but they have like a replica on display. So I took
Okay.
some pictures of that. There's a wall at the gate at the entrance of the city that the Romans built. It's 2,300 years old, so older than Jesus. And I put my hand on it, took a picture of my hand on the wall. So I was afraid I was gonna knock it over because it's so old, but it's cool. I took as many pictures. I probably have 200 pictures from today in my camera roll.
Nice. How is your like Instagram influence game when it comes to whatever you're eating at this point? Are you taking pictures of everything?
I take pictures of everything and I send them to my mom, dad, and brother. I
Yeah.
don't post them anywhere because I'm sure nobody really cares enough to look at it my every meal. They would probably honestly be concerned with how much I've eaten if I posted everything.
How is the food?
Unbelievable.
How excited are you for what's still to come with this whole experience.
Yeah, this has been great, being here and playing for this team, but I feel like the real reason I came here is to try to, leave with a medal that says Italy on it. Hopefully a gold medal, but a few of the guys on this team have talked to me about playing for the national team because they had played in years in the past. And they said, like putting that jersey on, especially for them because they live here and grew up here. It's the most meaningful thing they've done in their life. So, maybe I won't be able to relate to that as accurately because I didn't grow up here, but it still means, it means the world to me to be able to represent, my family first and foremost and myself.
Right. That's so funny about the junk balls. That's amazing.
Oh my God, it's ridiculous. Like screwballs. Like I've never even seen some of these pitches. I'm waiting for like a spitball or something, or like a palm ball.
A meatball, if you will.
Yeah, somebody needs to throw me a meatball pretty soon.
If you said like that pitch was a meatball, like would they get what you're saying?
Oh, no way. No.
That's not, no.
No.